Welcome to PlantPredict. By now you should have received an invite via email to this login screen here. The URL is app.plantpredict.com. We support 3 methods of authentication: Google's OpenID authorization, or using your Microsoft account information, or alternatively, we can set your organization up with single sign-on method by request. So clicking sign in with Google, we're presented with the typical Google login screen. And the same goes for Microsoft. One thing to keep in mind with these 2 methods is you're going to want to use the same email as the PlantPredict invite was sent to log in. So if you don't have an email associated with Google or Microsoft, you're going to want to go ahead and set one up. And then for the single sign-on method, this will direct you to your organization's single sign-on login screen. I'm going to go ahead here and log in. And this will present us with the default PlantPredict landing page. Shows your project library. We'll go over a few things to get you started. For you administrators, you'll have this Manage Accounts link over here under the PlantPredict logo. You're going to want to go ahead and click that. This will give you an overview of your organization and any users that have been invited and the status of their invitation, whether they accepted or if it's still pending. To add a new user, click New User, Add New User, fill out all this information, and then you want to specify the user type of the new user. So administrators, they can add or disable users to your organization's account and can demote library components in a read-only state back to a draft state, as well as clear authentication accounts and reassign components to other managers. The managers, they can do everything the administrators can do with the exception of adding and disabling users. And then normal users won't be able to promote assets to contract or as-built statuses without manager approval. So that's a general summary of the hierarchy of the user types. If we direct the attention back to the left side of the left pane here, you'll see that we've broken up the components into different libraries. So here we have a weather library. We've preloaded free publicly available weather files data sets, as well as some of our third-party vendor data sets. Same goes for the inverter library. We've preloaded in the system mainstream inverter files, so the SMA, the GEs, the power electronics, the ABB, etc., etc. And the same goes for the module library. So if there's any component that you don't see in here and you're not an advanced user quite yet, you don't want to go through the complexity of adding one yourself, you're welcome to email the support link to PlantPredict, and we'd be happy to add a component for you. And we also have a resource center. This is the main repository for all the details of the software. There's a user manual if you want to get into the minutia of the algorithms. That's all laid out here. Other resources, and then there's a history of the releases, what was changed, what bugs were fixed, and then that contact link that I mentioned before. You would just fill out or the reason for the contact, if you want a new component added or you need more help, whatever. You'd fill this out, hit submit. And then another thing to point out is if you have a user get stuck anywhere along the way, there's always this need help pull up screen, which has more detail specific to the particular page they're on, with short help videos they can watch as well. So that's a general overview of the system, and hopefully that's enough to get you started. Feel free to check out additional tutorial videos on our YouTube channel.